Okay, hello everybody. So today's video is on ashwagandha. So today's video is for Bela Deva, and thanks mate for donating and helping me. Let's have a look further into ashwagandha. I have taken this a handful of times back in Australia in 2015. So a little bit more than a year ago, about a year ago. And I did notice like its libido uptick, you might say. It's feels a little bit like maca entering my body. It's a little bit like maca root, maca. Anyway, let's have a look. So it's also called rennet there. Withania, here's the scientific name. Withania somnifera. It's commonly known as ashwagandha, Indian ginseng, poison gooseberry, or winter cherry. It's a plant in the Solanaceae or nightshade family. So let's have a look into that Wikipedia article. Here we go. So, perennial. So that's good. Anything that's perennial is great to grow because that means it grows for longer than 3 years and it's not just going to flower and die annually every year. Because it's perennial, it will last a longer time. The berries can also be used as a substitute for rennet in cheese making. So you can make a sort of cheese with this yourself. That's interesting. The main chemical constituents are alkaloids and steroidal lactones. These include tropine and cousohygrine. The leaves contain the steroidal lactones withanolides, notably withaferrin A, which was the first to be isolated from the plant. Tropine is a derivative of tropane, containing a hydroxyl group at third carbon. It is also called 3-tropanol. Benzotropine and etibenzotropine are derivatives of tropine. It's also a building block of atropine and cholinergic drug prototypical of the muscarinic antagonist class. So I wonder if they made the muscarine from the psychedelic mushrooms. Cousohygrine is the pyrrolidine alkaloid found in coca, so as in cocaine. It can also be extracted from plants of the family Solanaceae as well, including Atropa belladonna, deadly nightshade, which I have heard people do eat. Datura inoxia, which medical professionals will tell me is highly toxic, Datura, but I say it's a ninth dimensional psychedelic. It will help your ninth dimensional time aspect. I was shooting video on it and I've got to wait for the flowers to come back out to use them more. So they're everywhere on the street here in Uruguay, so I can see I'm going to be testing more Datura. It's also known as Jimson weed, and the Datura stramonium is the ginseng weed. Cousohygrine usually comes with other more potent alkaloids like atropine or cocaine. There you go. Cousohygrine, along with related metabolite hygrine, was first isolated by Carl Obermann in 1889 as an alkaloid, accompanying cocaine in coca leaves. Now, I did have a coca or cocaine soaked tincture with only the upper in cannabis, which is the CBD, the CBDs without the THC, which is known as the downer. So that coca and CBD, cocaine leaf and CBD from cannabis tincture that I showed on one of my videos a few months ago, that was very immune boosting. I'd have to say, if not the most immune interesting thing that I've had. It's definitely in the top 3. It's next to olive leaf extract. You feel an immediate boost from that. Maybe as well you feel an immediate boost from Bragg's apple cider vinegar, the Bragg company one with the mother. There's certain foods out there that you feel just an immediate immune boost. Now, you know, people like David Wolf are out there saying that you eat reishi mushroom for your immune system. Well, I think even these other things are affecting my immunity even more, like the coca leaf and CBD from cannabis tincture. Those in one tincture mixed, that I showed on my video was just intense. Like a little tincture and I'd feel it all ramp up. Like my whole, you know, higher immune system, what I call the higher immune system, the cell-mediated immune system, which is touching your body of light, just connected to the body of light with that tincture. So, you know, these things with the hydroxyl group and these benzotropine-like substances, these indole, these indolinated alkaloids and all this stuff are interesting, what they do in the body. They're worth a deeper look. Anyway, let's move on. Otherwise this video is going to go on all day. You've got to keep it interesting. I don't want to go into everything as deep as we possibly can. You know, I'm not going to turn this into a 10-hour video. We have the potential on the internet to turn every video long these days. So in Ayurveda, which is the, you know, the medicinal system with many thousands of herbs in India, so instead of the Chinese medicinal system or the Amazonian medicinal systems, plural, the berries and leaves are applied externally to tumours and tuberculosis glands, carbuncles and ulcers. So even for external use. Now I had it as a tea and I felt like a libido uptick. I felt a type of cleansing. It felt like metabolistic. I wouldn't say it's exactly a chi food, but it helped my metabolism a bit. What was the other thing I was going to say? Yeah, it definitely gave me an energy buffer, which I couldn't fall below a sort of energy buffer. So it's interesting. You know, one time a boss, when I was a banana farmer a few years ago, my boss was saying, well, you have all these tinctures and stuff, Ben, but I go all day and I go longer and you get tired. Well, number one, you've been doing it for like most of your life. But number two, he seemed to think that when I talk about these things give you energy, like a raw energy just to use in kilojoules for workload expression or something like that, is how I might explain it. Now, to me, what I was saying was you feel different energies, everything feels different, not that you have some more crude energy to use as means for mechanical expression, necessarily. But you should heighten in vibration and have some more energy because you're touching more white light through your chakras and so on as you rise in vibration. But yeah, so it's that you got to understand what we mean when we say certain things. It might not be the same as the mainstream meaning. Like when I talk about dimensions, it's not the scientific, you know, one up and down, sideways, second dimension, and then depth is the third dimension, and the cube is the fourth dimension. That's completely like different and child's play, I might add, compared to the dimensions that I'm always talking about. Right, so let's move on to WebMD because this is a more like astute one, very you know, mainstream medically sort of website. So I often check what these guys are saying for the interactions and side effects to see if there's any negatives. They might well list them. Some people might not list negatives out there in the health community because they're trying to endorse the product. Ashwagandha is used for arthritis, anxiety, trouble sleeping, insomnia, leukodermia, white patchiness, a skin condition like vitiligo, leukoderma, where you have, you know, marked by white patchiness. So Veronica, your friend with vitiligo could probably use ashwagandha Because here it's saying ashwagandha is used for a skin condition marked by white patchiness, leukoderma, which is similar to vitiligo. Similar thing going on there, it might help. And ashwagandha can affect the hormone level, so it's possible. Give it a go for vitiligo as well. Ashwagandha is also used as an adaptogen, and so that's why it might help with vitiligo as well. To help the body cope with daily stress and as a general tonic. I did get the feeling of a tonic nature to it, and it was kind of tasty. You could make some sort of superfood coffee with it, with ashwagandha. It definitely could go in there with maybe a little bit of malt, get a nice flavour going if you're into that sort of stuff. Wouldn't mind one of them now and then, but I'm not into that. So you can read the rest of that. Let's just move into the side effects here. Just if you're breastfeeding, likely unsafe during pregnancy. Diabetes. Ashwagandha might lower blood sugar levels. This could interfere with medications used for diabetes and cause blood sugar levels to go too low. So watch it with stomach ulcers. It may irritate the GI, gastrointestinal tract. And autoimmune diseases such as MS, you may want to also watch out. Lupus, SLE, rheumatoid arthritis perhaps even. Ashwagandha might cause the immune system to become more active, yeah, and this could increase the symptoms of autoimmune diseases. If you have one or one of these conditions above, you may want to avoid ashwagandha. Surgery and thyroid disorders as well. So if you have thyroid disorders, you may just want to do low doses and check it out, because it might actually help your thyroid as well. So you just would want to do low doses to check it out, what it does to your body specifically. So there's some evidence for those things, even anxiety there a little bit, maybe. So here we go. It looks like the Indian gooseberry. So that's apparently what it is, Indian ginseng. It's the gooseberry, right? It's that golden berry, isn't it? It's the same one. Stress, fatigue, lack of energy, difficulty concentrating. Protects the immune system, helps combat the effect of stress. And yeah, it definitely does. It gives that edge off. Reduces anxiety, stabilizes blood sugar, and what we just read as well. Helps to lower cholesterol, offers anti-inflammatory, contains anti-malarial properties, and it definitely enhances sexual potency for both men and women. And it's an adaptogen, which means, let's see what they say here. There are specific herbs with adaptogenic benefits, and that means adaptogens are substances with a combination of amino acids, vitamins, and herbs that modulate your response to stress. So if it's hot, you might get cooled down by ashwagandha. If it's a cold day, ashwagandha might heat you up. That's what adaptogen sort of means. It'll help you adapt to your environment. It's a smart herb. By Dr. Axe. I also sometimes check his articles because they're pretty cool. You get nice pictures. Adaptogenic herb. He's got the same list we just read out. There have been over 200 studies, he reckons, on ashwagandha's ability to do these things, prevent and treat cancer as well, increase stamina and endurance, yeah, for sure. So here he is saying actually there might be some thyroid benefits, like I said before. Okay, and it has been shown to improve the health of those with an overactive thyroid. Okay. So because it's an adaptogen, it can help people with both the hypo and hyperthyroid issues. That's why I said, you just need to test it on your body. It may do good or it may do bad for your thyroid, so just check it out. Okay, in a 20-day study, mice were given ashwagandha and their T3 and T4 levels were analysed along with lipid peroxidation, antioxidant protection. Significant increase in serum T4 were found, which indicates this herb has a stimulatory effect on a sluggish thyroid. So it's also for the adrenals. Yep. You know, there's probably better things for the adrenals. It depends what you want to do. This will build your adrenals slowly. If you're looking to clean Ross River fever out like I was when I was in the banana field and got stung by 1,000 mozzies, I actually took rhodiola and licorice tinctures, and that got me over Ross River fever in, I think, like 2 weeks or something, very quickly, in other words, because it can last like a year. Ross River fever is like glandular fever, when you get glandular fever for months and you're just fatigued. So these sorts of things can help those sorts of diseases. So there you go. A little bit of information. Progesterone is stolen to make cortisol. Oh, okay. Didn't know that one. That's a cool little diagram. So this is a bit of help on the adrenals, or maybe we should read that a little bit more then. If your adrenals are overtaxed due to an overabundance of emotional, physical and mental stress, it can lead to a condition known as adrenal fatigue. As you can see from the chart below, if your adrenals become exhausted, it can also disrupt your other hormones. And remember, your hormones are like triggers for things in your body, and they also are organizers, and they carry things, and like vitamins and stuff, they order the vitamins around. So they're like the guards who are ordering the people around. So hormones are very important, including progesterone, which can cause infertility, and lower DHEA, which is also a memory hormone, which can cause you to age faster. So, pardon me. So we want to, you know, not overtax our adrenals and pull from these things and start creating cortisol and estrogenization as well, the bad estrogen, or, you know, what's it called again? Aromatization. Medical studies have shown that ashwagandha improves cortisol levels, improves insulin sensitivity, and naturally balances the hormones. So that's what I said before, it works at a hormonal level, so that's good to see they've noted exactly how here. A case study reported a case of a 57-year-old woman with non-classical adrenal hyperplasia. She was treated with ashwagandha for 6 months, and after her treatment she saw improvements in 4 adrenal hormone markers, including corticosterone and 11-deoxycortisol, which decreased by 69% and 55% respectively, aka a major improvement. So ashwagandha can rearrange your hormones. Several studies have revealed that natural antioxidants, vitamin E, C, and beta-carotene may help in scavenging free radicals, so that's also in there. Help with Alzheimer's, and we found that ashwagandha afforded lipid peroxidation inhibitory effects more potent than commercial antioxidants. So it's a very powerful antioxidant as well. Definitely improves your mood. That's like, it's part of your like libido, and yeah, they're hooked into each other, how ashwagandha affects those two. Not sure exactly with what molecule, but it has the effect. So prevents and treats cancer, even they're saying here. Powerful anti-tumor effects. So this might work like moringa and olive to sort of just, or cannabis. They'll go in and sort of reduce the tumor. They just sort of, like broccoli as well, broccoli tincture. And it sort of just sits on the tumor and de-inflames it and brings it down in size and sort of melts it away. So you've got to stay on these things for maybe some months, not just one time you eat it and expect it to be like a pill, which could also happen. That's how good they are. So it's good for the immune system. Definitely increases the stamina and all this. Let's see. One particular study found that when lab rats were given ashwagandha, they actually were able to swim twice as long compared to the same type of rats that were not given the ashwagandha supplements. So it definitely increases stamina. You feel that when you take it. And there's some references. Some nice references there if you want to take those notes. Move to the next article. See what they're saying here. Promotes graceful aging because it reduces cortisol. Yes, it does improve resistance to stress. It's like it brings an energy over your aura. That's how I'll describe it. It put a field in my aura. So whether that was because the immune system is the outer shell of the aura, or if it was a layer deeper, I think. Maybe I'm going to say it was a layer deeper than that. So it's in between the metabolism and the immune system. Something's happening there, midway in your aura with the ashwagandha. Menopausal support. It gives a sort of strength to your aura. Menopausal support as well. Okay, a study involving 51 menopausal women supplementing with ashwagandha noted a significant reduction in symptoms such as hot flashes, anxiety, and mood. So it's good for ladies and men. Sexual potency. The Kama Sutra, one of the oldest surviving texts of human sexuality, mentions ashwagandha in its literature as a potent sexual stimulant. Research indicates that herb supports sexual health. So research supports what the ancient sacred scripts are saying. Memory support is the herb protects from neurodegenerative oxidative stress. It's very revitalizing and a mood booster and fertility increase, because you don't just want to have longevity, we want fertility as well. We want to be alive and fertile. And again, they've mentioned the thyroid function as well. Can help with thyroid being mentioned again. Let's check this one. Banyan Botanicals. They've got a video there. Yeah, here we go. How to use ashwagandha. The traditional use is as a powder mixed with warm milk and honey and taken before bed. I don't know about taking it with milk. I don't take milk anymore. Maybe you have almond milk or a type of milk like that, but not cow's milk. I don't really drink much cow's milk. Calming vata and fostering healthy sleep patterns. You know, a warm glass of milk by itself, I hear, can get you to sleep more. It's just like I've said to people, sometimes you have that little sugar snack just to shut those parasites up. Because someone was saying to me, when do I take the olive leaf tincture then, Ben? Just before bed? And I said, well, maybe not. Because olive's so strong, it disconnects those parasites so quickly in the next 5 minutes when you take the tincture of olive leaf, something like that, or lemon myrtle or something like that. That they start screaming, you know, and you can't sleep because now they want to eat and replenish their stocks, their family, their presence in your phlegm and your body system. So all these parasites, you know, start screaming worse sometimes. So just before bed, sometimes I don't recommend doing detoxing and stuff. And that's why maybe a warm milk glass has been helpful for so many people with sugar or honey. Honey is largely sugar and water. Anyway, so you can take heed to what I've said, or you can take the original recipe there, whatever you want to do. There's obviously going to be other ways. Liquid extract is also available and provides an alternative method for taking ashwagandha. You can take tablets, it says here. That looks like there might be some tablets on it or something similar. Anyway, used in combination with licorice, Glycyrrhiza glabra, which I said I used to heal my glands of Ross River fever, Shatavari asparagus, saved muesli, and sesame seeds, ashwagandha has been shown to support healthy cholesterol levels and antioxidant properties. That looks like an awesome little mix. So that is a mix I am keeping. So yeah, there's other studies on PubMed. You could find more research. Contradictions. Let's have a look through. This herb is traditionally used in India during pregnancy. Though it is used in pregnancy in India, it is recommended that ashwagandha be avoided in pregnancy in the West. This is because of spasmolytic activity on the uterus and its induction of abortions in animals when given in very large doses. So it may be an emmenagogue. You don't want to have emmenagogues while you're pregnant. Mental clarity, men's support, joint support, sleep soundly, healthy vata. That's a dosha in Indian Ayurvedic. It's a type of energetic eating state. Vata and your other doshas. I don't know what this word is. Chayana prash. Not sure what that is. Let's have a look. What's that? Gonna take me somewhere? Take me away. Oh, okay. So this is a product. Okay. So you can get Bala oil, Manjahara oil, Vata massage oil, joint balm, beauty balm. A few products. Okay. Yeah, it does support your nervous system too. That might be part of the aura that it was healing in me, actually. My nervous system sort of in the middle there or something. It is also a specific rasayana or rejuvenative for the masmadhatu or muscle tissues. So yeah, it's a very strong herb. It gives me the feeling of building my body. So there you go, what they've just said there. Optimal strength for the heart, the uterus. Well, we just read it might be not the best for the uterus. But yeah, for optimal strength, yes. Because you know, optimal strength means most alive and vivacious, which means, you know, uterus spasmolytics, which we just read in the last article, would keep it. It's like prodding it to keep it aware and alive. It's similar to taking a psychedelic in a way. You know, you're prodding it to keep it alive and at its best. Taste, rasa, bitter, astringent, sweet. Energy, virya, heating. Post-digestive quality, vipaka, sweet. Quality, guna, light, unctuous. Tissue, dhatu, blood, muscle, fat, bone, nerve, reproductive. Channel, shrotas, reproductive, nervous, respiratory. And that's got to do with ashwagandha. And it's said to decrease excess vata and kapha. These are doshas. Though caution is advised in the case of excess pitta, which is heat, I think. Got to do with heat. The pitta. So there you go, and I hope you learned something. Oh yeah, I might sign up to that. May as well. There's my current email if anyone wants to email me. Sign me up. Alright, thanks for that, Bella. Thank you, my friend, and I hope you learned something from that. This is Benjamin Kauenberg from www.consciousazine.com.